when you are out in nature, through concepts like grounding, through concepts like being connected to the electrical waves that are created from lightning strikes, from plant life and so on, your bodies are actually healthy. But we've created a world where we pretty much live most of our lives in a box. We are boxed up animals. And so one of the things that's really important to me is how do we make these boxes actually nurturing to the human soul? So what we're going to be sharing with you today are ideas, design, aesthetic, philosophy on creating beautiful spaces. I've been obsessed with beautiful spaces for a long time. I mean, think about it, right? Since human beings invented shelter, we've been separated from nature. And there's a cost to that. Being in a box with four walls can be detrimental to the human soul, to the human spirit, even to our physiology. For example, studies show that when you are out in nature, through concepts like grounding, through concepts like being connected to the electrical waves that are created from lightning strikes, from plant life and so on, your bodies are actually healthy. But we've created a world where we pretty much live most of our lives in a box. We are boxed up animals. And so one of the things that's really important to me is how do we make these boxes actually nurturing to the human soul? And when you can learn this, you can enrich your life in so many ways. One of the things that I did as a founder of a company very, very, very early on was that I set up a goal to create an office space that was inspired by superhero movies. And so the Mindvalley office in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, we actually worked with designers. And I went to a designer, a really brilliant designer, and I said, listen, I know you love superhero movies, so when I walked into this designer's, this architect's space, I saw that he had like Superman posters and little action figures, and I said, you know, I can't pay you your usual rate, but what I can do is give you permission to go crazy and create a space that makes every person working there feel like a superhero. So he cut his rate by a large amount, and he created a space that became Mindvalley HQ. And that space in 2010 was listed in Inc. magazine as one of the top 10 most beautiful offices in the world. In 2019, we upgraded the space. We doubled the size. We took down some of the older design. We worked with other designers and created another space, this time inspired by Gaudi's Sagrada Familia. And we called it the Temple of Light. And that became our new office in Malaysia. This opened in 2019. And again, it won an award, Inc. magazine, top 10 most beautiful offices in the world. Our Temple of Light office was inspired by something really interesting. It was inspired by the architect watching his child play on a playground and climb up a jungle gym. You know what a jungle gym is? It's those like metal structures with layers and layers and layers. And he saw how fun it was for a human to climb up. So we created this office with multi-levels where you got to climb to go to your desk. You're going upstairs, you're climbing stuff, and of course people who might have mobility difficulties, as I'm having right now, there's still desks in the lower area. And absolutely people loved it. People loved climbing up to go to their desk because there was something about it that I guess connected with the part of us that is the human animal. And we use these new type of light panels where when the sun rises and sets in Malaysia, which has a lot of sun, these light panels change the color of the sunlight and beam light just across the office, all across the office. So we call it the Temple of Light. But then, in 2020, COVID hit. And Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur, the city I was in, became the worst hit city in the world. So Malaysia was the worst hit country of the G50. During COVID, they measured something called the Return to Normalcy Index. Malaysia was dead last of the 50 biggest economies in the world. For 2 years, offices were closed, schools were closed, and it was horrible. We had to shut down the office. And that's how I ended up moving to Estonia, because if I lived in Malaysia, my children would not have been able to go to school for 2 years. Mindvalley evolved. We became a remote-first company. Today, 70% of our employees work from home. Our offices now are beautiful in Malaysia, but they are kind of dead. We have a space for We have 20,000 square feet. We have a space for like maybe 250 people. In a given day, there's maybe 25 people there. So it was really, really, really sad. And we lost a lot of money on that. COVID was brutal to us. But that desire to build beautiful spaces still matters. And so I was in Dubai recently, and Marie Christine said, Vishen, I got to show you something. You got to meet this amazing man called Alex Sagradelis. Did I say that right?
Yes, now right.
Sagradelis. So firstly, Mary Christine. How many of you here saw Mary on the Mindvalley podcast? Okay, so Mary, random fact, she has 1.6 million followers on Instagram. She was the second most viral guest I ever had on the Mindvalley podcast. This woman is brilliant. And she doesn't talk much. You won't see her on stage or anything. But if you get her in front of a camera and you just ask her about human health, you ask her, how can we reverse aging of the skin? How can we live longer? She will blow your mind. Mary, can I share something about you?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, Mary has a 21-year-old son, right? This woman is like, chronologically, decades older than she actually looks. And I think that's pretty amazing.
Thank you for that. I'm proud to have a son, so yeah.
Say that again?
I'm really proud to have a son, so yeah, to be able to talk about him openly and to be able to share that, it's a wonderful thing. But yeah, I care about appearance, I care about looks, so yeah.
Right. And so Mary, if you meet her in the halls or whatever, she's a great person. And watch the episode I did with her. So why do I bring that up? Because Mary knows health and wellness. In Dubai, she's the super connector. Anyone here from Dubai? Okay, if you live in Dubai, Mary's speaking at every conference. And when I go to Dubai, Mary's the one who opens doors to me. She's like, Vishen, you got to meet this person, you got to meet this person, you got to meet this person. So one day, Mary tells me I have to meet this amazing person, Alex. And she takes me to this place that is unbelievable, and it's called Aiwa. So now we come to
It's called Awa.
Awa.
Awa is from Sanskrit sacred love. Awa.
Right.
Awa. And Arabic Awa is the highest level of, if you agree with everything.
Right.
In your life, you say Awa.
I apologize, Alex.
I
learned to read in a Malay school. So I sometimes pronounce things based on the way Malaysians pronounce things. And that's why I sometimes have a weird pronunciation of different things. So it's Awa. By the way, Hubert, could I get my coffee up here, please? So I go to this space, and it's mind-blowing. This man, Alex, is an incredible property developer from Latvia. But he had a vision. He decided he wasn't going to create boxes for human beings. Instead, what he was going to create are buildings that actually resonate with the soul, that combine spiritual practices. So what you're going to see here are some of Alex's vision, what he's creating, and we hope that this presentation inspires you to think about your space, your office, how you create buildings in a different way, and how to, like I shared the story of working with that architect, how sometimes when you decide to do things which are a little bit crazy and unusual, more people want to participate, more people want to play with you, more people want to make that vision real. It becomes easier, not harder. So, Mary, would you like to say your introduction to Alex?
Yes, definitely. So, I met Alex not so long ago, sometime last year, actually mid-last year, around the same time. And, the vision of being someone who is obsessed with health and well-being. How many of you are homeowners? It's a lot of people, right? It's quite common also in Europe to own your home instead of just renting your home. Like in the Middle East, where I grew up in Dubai actually, where we're actually a lot of people are renting homes there because they don't know if they're going to live there long term. It's such a transient place that now it's changing in the way that people look at Dubai, where back then it wasn't even on the map. So now we have so many developers who are coming to Dubai and want to create incredible spaces because now Dubai is making it a place where people can retire there. You're having things like the golden visa and retirement plans and urbanization and plans and all of these things that they're doing to create it a place where people want to live forever. So as someone that grew up there, and growing up there in the 80s was quite different from how it is today because it was just desert and not a lot of buildings, and not a lot of people, and seeing all these skyscrapers and all the kind of developments that's been built over the years, it's very different, like anything, like a business coach or things that you're going to buy in products and so on. It's about quality and not about quantity. And although there are a lot of developments in the UAE, like there are in a lot of the world, different parts of the world, you need to focus on quality instead of just getting quantity, right? And why I fell in love with the AWA project and with Alex and his vision is because aside from him building something super unique and one of a kind in Dubai and in the Middle East, is that he's created so much of this in other parts of the world too. He's an international developer that is very unique as a person. He is unlike any other developer I've ever met. He cares about human health and well-being. And when I speak to other developers, they just care about making a sale. So that's why Vishen, for example, was really drawn by this project and this development because it embodies who he is. And he has properties all over the world. He spoke about them. And Vishen recently bought property in Dubai too, and we were having conversations about it. And he's so into architecture and art and really understanding, various different elements of homes and developments. I was like, you really need to meet Alex. Like, you and him are just a match made in heaven. And when they met, it was really like that. The synergy was like unlike anything I've met. The moment that they met, they just clicked. And it was instantaneous, that connection. And I think in any space and time, whenever you have someone that you're like-minded with, it's automatic, right? So it was a no-brainer for Vishen to be a part of this project and to invest in it. And for myself, a no-brainer to be an ambassador for something as wonderful as a project like this, because there's nothing ever built like this in Dubai before.
And you have to see the pictures to understand it. So we're going to show videos and pictures. So I bought a property in Dubai as an investment property. I bought a property right next to the Burj Khalifa. And I loved it. And I thought it was great because I didn't understand what greatness really was in terms of a property. So I buy this beautiful property, and it's an amazing space, and it's around 1.6 million. And it's an investment property. I learned about this from Alfio Badola and Mindvalley's, real estate mastery program. And I was able to make money on that property very rapidly. I made about a 20% return within 1 year. So I was proud of myself. And when I go to Dubai, I stay in my own property. Otherwise, I put it out on Airbnb. And I loved it. Then when I saw AWA, I realized that there's no comparison. The traditional way buildings are made, I can never accept again after I've seen AWA. AWA is based on principles of Vastu, which is the Hindu idea similar to Feng Shui. It has embedded crystals in its architecture. It's designed to be aligned with spiritual elements. And recently, AWA won an award at the London Property Award for the best new development in the world. And you're about to see.
Yeah, I think we should share that video right now.
Yeah, let's
talk about his projects and developments all over the world first, and then we can share the video on AWA. I would love you to see.
Yeah.
In the beginning was a figment of imagination, a hint of story, a flight of inspiration, and our home was created. Then came man, the next milestone of evolution. Man pushed the act of creation further by constructing unique buildings to live in, to create in, to spiritually develop. We at our evolution take buildings to a new level so they become motivators for human self-development. We create buildings where dreams begin, families blossom, businesses thrive. We create living, breathing companions to our lives. We are equally bold dreamers and intellectual developers. We blend timeless traditions, future technologies, and boundless imagination for people's well-being, genuinely transformational opportunities, and a manifesto of their vision of life. This is our ultimate goal. Are you ready for a crazy ride through science and spirituality, ancient knowledge and modern architecture? development and storytelling, intellect and imagination. Then open your mind and open the door to our evolution.
So Alex actually owns the development called BioRevolution. That's his property development company. And we would love to showcase with you AWA now.
Have you ever seen a building that generates positive energy, that elevate mood, increase focus and intelligence? AWA is more than a building. She's a living, breathing being, a mother, a guru, a guardian. Taking architecture and design to game-changing levels of extraordinary, here is an ecosystem that nurtures residents' well-being and longevity. How? The secret dates back thousands of years. An ancient knowledge revived, merged with the power of modern science and technology. Nestled in organic settings alive with roots and greenery, every need taken care of to fine-tune the instrument that is you. Every detail crafted from seed to blossom, a place to treasure and to grow. AWA, the most health-conscious and unique building on earth.
Now, we all go to jobs and we all work and we're all stressed. You know, we come home and we want that home to make us feel less stressed and happier. Imagine a home that can actually make you feel like that because of all of these crystals that have been embedded in the infrastructure of a building. Where have you ever heard that happen in the world? It's so incredible. And crystals have power. They have energy. So the wonderful thing about this particular property and the reason why Vishen decided to be a part of that is because of that. We want to go home and we want to feel all the feelings that we need to feel, aside from being something like the Mindvalley app where you can get all this. Now you can have that in your home. You can sleep better. You know, there's the right kind of air quality, the right kind of water that matches with your pH levels of your skin. Now, I come from the Middle East, and usually in the Middle East, the water is terrible. You know, even the filtration system that we're using in our homes are not great for hair and skin health. He has created something that is really revolutionizing the changes in the ways human health is in homes that we're living. So yeah, I wanted to ask a bunch of questions now. The first would be Vishen. Aside from what we already know about your passion for property and real estate and architecture and art, what really drew you into AWA as a development? And, now that it's going to be launching in 2026 and we're all excited to see it, but what was it for you that really made you want to be a part of this brand?
Well, so when I saw Alex, immediately an idea emerged in my head. And so I'm a community builder. I love building community. Community isn't necessarily something you do for profit. You do community because, yesterday Mickey was on stage, and I think if you guys saw me interview her, Mickey said something really, really important. She said, at a certain point when you die, it's not about the money you make, it's about the memories of the friends, the family, the loved ones, and the experiences you shared with them, right? I mean, money will only get you so far, but connection, that's a whole different thing. So when I saw what Alex had built, I've always had this dream. I want to take the authors who are in Mindvalley, and I know there are a couple of Mindvalley published authors over here. Hi, Jennifer Partridge, she's here. Any other Mindvalley authors in the room right now, published authors?
No.
No one, okay, just Jennifer. So I wanted to build a community around our authors, and I thought, how cool would it be if our authors had a shared place to live, like a Soho house, but to access it, you got to be a published Mindvalley author. So we have 100 authors on our platform right now, 100 authors. And eventually, we'll want to have 300-400. I'm an author myself. I'm published by one of the world's biggest publishing houses. And I can tell you, the only thing I get from them is a check, a royalty check. They don't connect me to other authors. There are no events that I get invited to. It's basically just a transactional relationship designated by a contract. Now, of course, we pay our authors royalty. Our best authors can earn over $1 million in royalty every year. They do the job once, they record their quests, and if people are watching it a lot, they're earning over $1 million in royalty. So, of course, we have that. But you'll notice with Mindvalley authors, there's a secondary thing. You'll see that they will come here to MBU. They'll travel all the way to Estonia, even though most of them can't find it on a map. And they will get on stage and they will do their most to like share wisdom with you guys and educate you guys. Even people like Nikki Agrawal, who are, founders of multiple $100 million companies. Obviously, that woman is busy, but she's here on stage. And that's because our authors are treated like a family, treated like a tribe. It's a community. And so when I saw Ewa, I told this to Alex. Alex, what if I bought an apartment in Ewa, okay? You give me a bit of a discount, and we will support each other, but I want to turn this into a Mindvalley house. So I bought a gorgeous apartment, around 600 square meters, massive 3 bedrooms, and we are making that apartment available to all our authors. So the next time, Jennifer, for example, if you're in Dubai, for the price of just a regular hotel room, you live in luxury in an apartment that's, around $9 million. And the apartment has a huge, huge, huge living room. I calculated, you can host 100 people in that living room for a stand-up party. You can host 40 people for dinner. And so the idea is that as we are expanding Mindvalley into Dubai, Dubai is one of our biggest new areas. And by the way, as of yesterday, I can proudly announce that Mindvalley is going to be bringing the Future Human Festival to Dubai. We're looking to create the world's biggest festival for human development. We call it Future Human, and we just got approval from the Dubai government, and it's happening November 8, 9, 10 in Dubai this year.
Amazing.
And you guys are the first to know. We haven't announced it yet publicly, but you guys are the first to know. And so obviously we're going to bring a lot of talent to Dubai. And we want to ensure that our authors, when they're in Dubai, they get to fully immerse in community. They have a gorgeous space to stay. And I told this to our authors, you don't get to stay alone. I don't care if you're Marissa Peer or you're May Musk. You get one room, but if another author is showing up, you're sharing that apartment with them. Why? Because we want to build community. Yeah. We want people to connect over coffee in the morning, to maybe cook lunch for each other. And maybe those authors can team up and let's say, the author is teaching a Mindvalley Mastery event. The author can host a party for those students who happen to be in Dubai, right? And so that's what we are seeking to do. So now, as when Ewa opens in 2026, we're going to officially have a Mindvalley house there. So that's what sparked this. And so we did a deal where Mindvalley was sitting in cash in the bank, and if you just have cash in the bank, it's going to go down because of inflation. So normally what companies do is companies have what is called treasury management. So you take a portion of your cash and you might put it in bonds or CDs or rights or stocks. And we took a portion of our cash and we said, let's put it in this property. And we were so lucky because within 1 month of doing that, Ewa won Best Property Development in the world. So already we gained a return. So thank you, Alex, for helping make that happen. And now, Ewa is going to be a place where Mindvalley authors are going to be flowing through. And as they come to Ewa and they have a place to stay, they're going to go and they're going to give back to the Ewa community and do workshops and classes to other residents of Ewa.
Alex, you have this incredible property as well in Latvia, in Jurmala. And, I knew nothing about it because, it's not really a country that I've visited. But for all of you that don't know, Jurmala has the highest amount of pine trees, which means it's the cleanest air in the world. And he has a property there called the Legends, which is considered one of the best developments in the world. And so, Alex has this incredible track record of really building spaces that is incredible for human health. So Alex, I would love for you to tell me more about what inspired you to build Ewa, why that development in Dubai, and what is the future? What's your future goals for the Ewa movement?
So I'm in real estate development for 25 years. So sometimes I don't understand who is a bigger influencer, me on my buildings or my buildings on me. So we're growing organically together. So I'm 20 years, I'm a fan of ancient knowledge, everybody call it yoga. And after 3 years of my education, I decided to implement this knowledge inside real estate. So how to create influence to all 6 senses, how to balance energies so that we work with the lights. Lights in all of my buildings always only reflected, only hidden, 2700 Kelvin color, same color as a candle fire. We create special fragrance for each of our buildings from the natural essential oils. Some of these oils, again, work with you to activate your cognitive function of your brain. So there's, actually, this is not real estate. Ava is not real estate anymore. So I create the tool for your life. How to help you be more effective in your life, live longer, increase your well-being, increase your concentration, increase the feeling of happiness in this life. So because but to balance the energy, actually all our homes is a reflection of ourselves. And we affect the homes around us. So that's so in each of your apartments, each of your homes, actually I can make a portrait of you with all what I will see around in your homes. And I have a theory. And actually this theory really works because some of my buildings is from 2010. We even implement a lot of this knowledge and a lot of the rituals we implement inside the buildings, and I understand how it's worked with my residents. So for example, in all of my buildings, we have a rituals. We burn 3 candles 24/7, 365 days. And when the maintenance company, so our team, change these candles each morning, they pray about health with special mantra, I give it to them. They pray about health and prosperity of the people inside the buildings. And really, my residents start fight with each other less. So that it's balance the energy inside. So it means it's all over, it's a holistic system. It's beyond only beautiful architecture and design. It's beyond biophilic design, neuroarchitecture, new science, but for me it's all is reflected in ancient knowledge. 7,000 years ago, only you need to transform and translate it to the modern life, to the modern world, through the architecture, through the design, through the MIP decision. Because, for example, what is important? Air, water quality. And water, it's not about clean this water. It's about reduce negative information what water received during the process in Dubai, desalinization. When water goes through the pipe of the cities. So then after we clean, disinfect, this is must, but then reduce negative information, then make right clusters of the water, 2 different pH level, 1 for the skin, for the showers and the bathrooms, 2nd for drinking water, around 8. We don't put 9, 10 because not 100% of people need so high pH level for the drinking water. Right charge of the water. You know that the main difference. So right charge of the water, because the main difference between the water from the pipes of the city and inside our blood is the charge. So inside the pipes, and actually even rainwater is plus 400 microvolts. Inside our blood is minus 300. And immediately when you give this water with right charge, with right clusters, after 1 week, you will feel the energy. I check it even inside our experience center. So all my team, they breathe this air of Ava now.
Okay, let's talk about air for a moment.
Just before you do that,
yeah.
I just want to point out.
Sorry, I can speak for hours.
But this is good because that was a good point.
Yeah. So you guys are resonating with this because what you guys are seeing is a visionary who is showing us how to fine-tune our boxes, right, our homes, so that we can live healthier. So we're going to go deeper. I want to understand, why do you have the lights at a specific level?
Yes.
I want to understand why the scents matter. For example, many of you here have probably never heard of this concept called aromatology. But aromatology says that scents can actually influence your well-being. For example, we actually had several aromatologists in our audience. Jorge and Rodrigo from Mexico, Munib from Dubai. One of the things I learned from them is rose. If you smell rose before you study for an exam, and then when you're in the exam and you have a little bit of rose perfume and you smell it again, it jolts your memory. Rose improves memory, and so you can recall faster.
So going back into air quality, I wanted to mention that. I don't know how many of you actually understand air quality. How many of you are checking your AQI index every day? You understand it, right? The importance of air quality, not just outdoors but indoors, is super important, especially if you're someone that suffers from allergies, if you have sinuses, but also if you have children. You know, like I have a son, but at the age of 7 or 8, he developed really bad allergies, and he has sinus issues. And living in Dubai, it made it very difficult for him to combat that and to fix those problems. Excuse me. And now he's living in Manchester, and he has none. Sorry. I lost my voice. And he has none of those issues, which is amazing. You know, you can tell the difference between air and dust pollution in the Middle East, that kind of pollution. And then when you live in places like Europe where you don't really have that much air pollution from dust and so on. Now, for those that don't know the air quality index, 0 to 50 is considered good. From 50 to about 100 is considered moderate. And anything above 100 is considered like bad for your health. Now, in Dubai in general, in various different parts, I'm losing my voice.
And when the speaker runs out of water, we can come and just refill their glass. Okay?
Sorry?
I'm just letting my crew know when the speaker runs out of water, we can come refill their glass, but don't put a plastic bottle there.
So what I was saying was that, you know, in the Middle East as well, the air quality outside is not great because obviously there's so many cars, so car emissions. But then also it's a desert, right? So it's so much dust and sand circulating all the time. And it's really, really bad for our respiratory system. And sure, we can't control that. But what we can control is the air system in our homes. Yeah. So wouldn't it be better to buy a home that has incredible air infiltration quality if you can't control what's outside? So let's talk a little bit about the air quality in your buildings.
So in AVA, my recommendation, everyone, use MERV 14, MERV 16 filtration system. With MERV 14, we can block 0.3 microns dust. Some of the bacteria is bigger than this size. So MERV 16, for example, for our first AVA Tree of Life. Why Tree of Life? Because we decode the banyan tree. Yeah, with the language of architecture and design. In first AVA, we use 13 filtration system, but now, in this year, we don't use MERV 16 because previously it was created a lot of sound. Yeah, and you need to manage it a little bit, especially in the residential building. But now the new system, new upgrade. So we start each of our projects from new research and development, not about ancient knowledge, of course, but about what is new. What is new is coming is in longevity, in well-being, in MIP systems, in zero carbon. So next AVA will be zero carbon. So we use for construction only 40% of concrete usually used for the regular building. Post-tension slabs, we don't use even 30% of iron from the regular residential building, because the sustainability and our approach in front of the planet, is very important that we implement. So we change the nature, we change the quality of air, and then we put MERV 14 system inside the buildings. Why? Let's try to do it together. Let's do the sustainable buildings. And this is a part of the AVA movement, highest level of sustainability. Combination of ancient knowledge in different disciplines and most advanced modern technologies with a one main target: save the planet, save your well-being, increase your longevity, help you. I want to help really all of my residents to be much more effective in their life. I'm very pragmatic. I implement what I implement in AVA in my office. Why? Because I receive 1.5 extra hour of their attention at work. Yeah, their efficiency at work. So if I calculate, so how much I invest in this system and how much they give me much more for my development company, for our targets. They all passionate, they're full of energy, they're happy, they're lucky, they smile. Air, water, crystals, energy flow inside the building, smell, again, so Alex, so when you ask about the fragrance, so everyone, I think there is one movie, Alchemic, yeah? Alchemic, it's it's about like in ancient time how powerful is the smell, how powerful when we use it in right combination, how it can work with our mind, with our soul, with our energy level. Let's use it in our buildings. Let's use it in our homes.
Now, everything Alex is saying, remember, you can apply in your home, in your office, at a reasonable cost. For example, Alex, you spoke about light and how light should be the color of the flame.
Yes.
That's not hard to do. Right now, it's just a matter of choosing the right light bulbs. But you can see that if you choose the right light bulbs, there's actually studies that show that you increase your productivity and you're also able to sleep better. Light can influence your sleep, can influence your productivity. Alex, would you talk about that for a moment?
My recommendation to use 2700 Kelvin color of the light. It's a yellow color. Of course, the most powerful light is on the sunrise and on the sunset, especially sunrise. 15 minutes before and 30 minutes after the sunrise, my favorite time. Yes, it's energized so much. I feel like as a battery, especially if you concentrate on this light and you breathe it. You breathe it inside. You do special pranayama with breathe it inside you. After that, all day is like win-win strategy.
You know, that's interesting because how many of you here listen to Andrew Huberman? One of his #1 recommendations is starting your day bathing in sunlight, right? Especially the light of the sunrise and the light of the sunset. Now, I know in Estonia during the summer it's kind of crazy because the sun sets at 1 a.m. and then rises at 4 a.m. So we are screwed in the summer. But if you live in a normal country, this should be possible. Now, Alex, you spoke about water. So water is something that I think a lot of people don't really get. Let's talk about water. You mentioned something about the alkalinity and acidity of water, as well as how you said something interesting about removing the negative charges of water as they go through filtration. Tell us about that.
Negative information. Yeah, because water have clusters. Water, if you say to water, I love you, so please check it. So please there's a lot of a lot of scientists, a lot of professors, and now they educate that water in real life, they have not only ice, vapor, and liquid, is a crystallized water. And this actually what we explore, and what in AVA, in our experience center, in the smaller scale, and in AVA, in the bigger scale, so we create crystallized drinking water with a charge around -200, pH level 8.2, and another type of water with increasing of hydrogen, but molecular hydrogen inside the water.
I see. Molecular hydrogen.
Another thing I'd like to mention, which I think is really important, which most people never speak about, is the amount of mold in buildings.
Yes.
So.
And detox all materials inside the buildings.
Right. Now, I mean, I have been to Vishen's lovely home here in Estonia, and, you know, it's any building that has been around for decades will carry mold in homes. And how many of you have done mold checks in your apartments, your homes? Do you do that yearly? The importance of doing that is because if you're not checking for mold, it will not just cause inflammation in your gut, but your brain. And studies have shown it will cause neurological disorders long term. If you're someone that's feeling tired, you don't understand why you're feeling tired, it's because not just from the mold that you're basically breathing in every single day from the environment where you work at, it's also in your home. And that is causing a lot of problems. The mold can't just be detected very easily. You need to have some special instruments, some special things to be able to detect that, and making sure that you're clearing them out from your apartments, from your homes, is super, super important. Now, mold is something that AWA also tackles as a development, as a building.
From day one, we invite always mold consultants. And actually, so we learn how ancient civilization fight with the mold, especially in India, for example. So you can use acid water together with the triphala, and before you finish for example, concrete walls you have, before you finish the wall, yes, make full impregnation with this water together with the triphala. Yeah, it's like life hack.
Alex,
Yeah, please.
Triphala, what is that?
Triphala, it's a herb, Indian herb. Usually they use it for example, to clean from the parasite, the body, or detox. Yeah, you know it. Yeah. Yeah. So, but it's like, so it's so I create the holistic system where is no weakest point. So everything what you want, even if you want to do your pancha karma inside the building, we have a building have a contract with the best Ayurveda clinic in Dubai, and they only what you need to call your longevity concierge and say, so please, I want that you organize that. One time in 3 months, the clinic take my blood test. One time in a year, please book for me panchakarma. So, and we have inside the building, we have everything for all your needs that you can focus on the main targets in your life. Your personal self-development, development of your relationship with your loved ones, and your business. This is the main. You don't need to, because in Dubai, to receive all these services in one place, you need to spend 1.5 hours only for the road. So from one place to another place, then wait, then meet, then some rituals, hello. So you spend so much your valuable time. Yeah, but inside your building. So we deliver all. Main target, optimization of your life activities. Second target, your well-being again, your happiness, your relationship with your loved ones. This is not real estate anymore. This is tool for your success in your life.
Now, I noticed something else you're doing, Alex, and you haven't spoken about this, but it seems that the building is designed to foster community amongst the neighbors. In most buildings, most apartment buildings are designed so you don't see your neighbors. Here it seems that you're designing it so you bump into your neighbors at the beautiful restaurants and the spas.
I call it tri-place.
Great.
Yeah, I call it tri-place. So we have omakase show kitchen. Again, all amenity floors. Usually, it's only for the residents of the building, or for Mindvalley authors. Yeah. Actually, it was really. So when I make the presentation to Vishen, he think immediately it will be great to share with my authors. Really, he think about. Really, he think about you. Yeah. So in amenity floor, one of the tri-place next to the fire. It's next to the pool. We have a special fireplace for 20 people around this fireplace, as in ancient times. Then Amakasi show kitchen, one of the rituals of Eva, 2 times in a week, chef creates short menu, invite residents, they can speak with each other. This is the community space, because Eva...
And it's a shared table.
Yes, of course.
See how cool is that, right? As a concept. You go to a restaurant, and whether you get your own table, it's a shared table. And then he built a situation where you gather around a fireplace with your neighbors.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really cool. Now, Alex, in the last 6 minutes we have...
And 3 kitchens. One only for vegetarian, for cooking vegetarian dishes. One for the fish meat eaters. So and this omakase kitchen.
Yeah, because I don't want to hang out with vegetarians.
Ava is another definition. Another definition of Ava is a freedom. You need to choose what do you want. If you are not ready to cancel the meat, so why? So please, of course. But part of my mission, if there's I saw a lot of my very pragmatic clients when they start explore. So one of them was 72 years old. What is bullshit you tell me now? It's crystals. And then he sent me the message. So after that, I start think about it. I start read. I start implement it in my life. Yes.
Okay, so let's actually talk about that. I want you to talk about Vastu Shastra.
Yeah.
Okay, the ancient Hindu principles in which the building is designed. And there's something really unique about Ava. You have a crystal lattice in the building.
Yeah.
Something like 1,500 crystals.
1,450 crystals in Ava, altogether 14 tons.
Okay,
already arrived in Dubai. You will see it. We will spread it through all our social media. Make a video, all activization, because it's, again, special rituals. So I found one of the best Vastu consultants on earth. And they even recalculate when we change the shape of the balcony. Sometimes it's happened when you, like on the early stages of the creation of the projects, they recalculate even location of crystals inside each slab. In the beginning of each columns, in each floor, if you make a cross-cut of the building as a cake, you will see the huge organ pyramid inside the building, 1.5 ton rock crystal on top of the building. So 18 different variation of different crystals. In the basement, around 1.5 ton selenite, because selenite clean all the system.
Okay, so all of those of you who buy crystals for your home and your friends think you're like a hippie idiot, now you have evidence. This man who won the award for best property development in the world has a crystal pyramid embedded within his building, with 1,450 crystals, and the biggest one at the top, 1.5 tons.
Yeah, the most expensive one.
Why, Alex? Why?
Actually, first I check it on myself. Yeah, I check it on myself, and I make it secretly in one of my buildings in Riga, in the smaller scale. In the center of this pyramid was my apartment. And my mother loved to stay in this apartment because of the quality of her dreams, how she wake up. Sometimes we think that she wants to stay in our apartment not because she wants to meet with her grandsons and granddaughters, but because of that. Yeah. So, but really the feeling, so that I look to what happened with my kids. So how it's worked with me, and then I decide to implement it. Actually, each of my buildings is where I use it as in a good way. I check on my site usually on me. Yeah, and. Actually, another part, my message to all Mindvalley community, especially for the teachers and for the holders of knowledge, please share with us all what we can implement in our buildings, in Ava movement. We want to go internationally. So we're already now, in Miami, Tony Chu invited me in Miami in August. He wants to build Ava in Miami.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's really so that Dubai, Abu Dhabi, Riyadh, so maybe Tallinn, yeah, maybe Riga.
We need a place like this in Tallinn.
Yeah, you totally do.
Okay, Alex, so you spoke about crystals. Vastu, could you tell us a little bit about that? What exactly is Vastu?
Actually, it's ancient knowledge about how to create the architecture and the shape of the building, entrance to the building for let's say, for correct flow of positive energy inside the building. Yeah, but actually the first rule of Vastu there is in the city is not possible to build 100% Vastu compliant buildings. But we work with the remedies. We work because if city was planned that you have entrance from south, you cannot make it from north and northwest location. Yeah, but you can do in this case. You need to do some remedies to at least compensate it. So, for example, in Ava, we have a best view to the north, northwest, and northeast location. To the water, to Burj Khalifa, to the downtown, beautiful view, but best place to put the open fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's from Vastu point of view, better not to locate the real fire in these locations. In this case, our technocratic civilization help us. So we buy the huge vapor fire. So it means it's a vapor, but with a light. From the outside, you feel that this even it looks like real fire. It gives this emotional aspects of real fire in the dry place. But at the same time, so it's compliant with Vastu. Vastu, I think more than 7,000 years. It was before even Feng Shui. Yeah, and the roots of a lot of decisions in Feng Shui is actually based in Vedic knowledge.
Well, thank you, Alex. We've run out of time, but please give Alex and Mary a big round of applause.
Yeah.
And if any of you want to learn more about Ewa, there's an Ewa booth downstairs at the bottom floor of the hub, just by the small room. You'll be able to go and get further information on Ewa.
And
Also, yeah.
welcome to Ewa movement. Yeah, through your homes.
Also, guys, I
Please
am
think about it. You know, now you know. Now you know. Now you are responsible for the next steps in your home.
Would you guys love to see a quest? Let's say we could get Mary, okay, Mary and Alex to do a quest on optimizing your home. Would you guys like that? Awesome.
So yeah, 4 tips like we want to leave everyone with.
Okay.
If those are already homeowners are looking to buy, definitely mold checks, air quality, water quality, but also energy. That's super, super important, right? I'm also having my talk next week on the 15th, so if anyone's around, I'm going to be talking a topic about loneliness and how that affects health. It's a health crisis right now, so I'd love to see all of you there too. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. And everyone, if you have any questions, there is the part of Ausra from Lithuania.
Yeah.
Is part of our team. Live in Dubai. Any questions, please?
Yeah.
And
Thank
of
you,
course,
guys.
I'm ready to answer to any questions.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a question. We have a question right here. Do we have time?
Oh, yeah, we can ask.
Well, like
yeah.
one question. We have a mic? Yeah, sorry. Just over here.
And Alex will be at the VIP party tonight, too.
Yeah. Hi, this is Jasmine. And first of all, thank you so much, Alex, and everyone out there, because what you really expressed is going back to the roots of the real living. You know, we've forgotten living right now. We're living through our heads and we're just living very superficially. And I'm so glad that you addressed this, that we need to go back to the roots and understand, because the way you were talking about everything, about longevity, about the quality of life and what we surround ourselves with, like my body was dancing because I'm a designer and I'm an interior stylist. So when you start somewhere from the architecture and the vision, I kind of end it with curating a space with not just objects, but it's like mindful living through whatever that you collect into your home. So what you just suggested, I think it's an eye-opener, because I know we live in urban civilizations where Vastu is not always possible, but at least understanding basics like what you just mentioned and having that eye-opener kind of checks, because we're just living in and out, day in and day out, doing the same thing. But it was just beautiful for you to speak that, and it was witnessing this talk was just really amazing.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
so much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.